Boris Johnson is on course to return to Downing Street with a robust 86 Commons majority to deliver Brexit by the end of January, according to a major exit poll. But a predicted SNP surge to 55 seats, up 20 on the 2017 election, would mean Britain facing a constitutional crisis, with the certainty of Nicola Sturgeon doubling down on her demand for a second Scottish independence referendum. The First Minister tweeted, "Exit poll suggests good night for at the SNP. But it is just an exit poll and there are many marginals, so let's just wait and see. What it indicates UK-wide though is grim. #GE19. The joint BBC/ITV/Sky poll, released as the ballot closed, put the Conservatives up 50 on 2 years ago at 368 seats, which would give the party its biggest majority since Margaret Thatcher's in 1987, and Labour on 191, a fall of 71. Which would be their worst result since 1935, even worse than Michael Foot's landslide defeat of 1983. Such a result would put a huge question mark over Jeremy Corbyn continuing as Labour leader. The Liberal Democrats, meanwhile, were put on 13, just up 1 seat on 2017, and which would mark a very poor performance for the party, which had put such store in gaining votes and increasing its seats on the back of their push to remain. Again, the Lib Dem performance will raise big doubts as to whether or not Jo Swinson could continue, if, that is, she could hold on to her East Dunbartonshire seat. A projection of 55 seats for the SNP would mean some parties in Scotland would have just a single MP, as they did in wake of the nationalist landslide of 2015. The pound soared against the dollar and the euro in wake of the exit poll predicting such a large Conservative majority. A pound was up 1.85% to $1.342 and up 1.09% to €1.202 within minutes of the announcement. Labour peer Stuart Wood, a former advisor to Ed Miliband, tweeted, "For 30 years the conventional wisdom was that the Tory party would be mortally split by the national question of EU membership. Turned out that it is the Labour Party that suffered the most." Polling expert Michael Thrasher said Mr Corbyn would go down as one of the worst leaders in Labour's history. Mr Thrasher, from the School of Sociology, Politics and Law at the University of Plymouth, told Sky News, "The Conservatives have been heading for a clear majority all day long. It really is a remarkable election victory for Boris Johnson, a majority of 86 seats. For Labour it really is an appalling election result and possibly its worst performance in any general election since the Second World War. So Jeremy Corbyn, I'm afraid, will go down as one of the worst leaders in Labour's history." Described by all sides in the campaign as the most important general election for a generation, this was the third election in 5 years and the first. For more on this story, visit the news article link.